Yeah, I f***ed up during the time me and my wife were off. We weren't f***ing with each other for like a year. Which I gotta tell y'all my business because you motherfuckers is cheater. Y'all just a cheater. Cheating where? Where are they?
Listen up. This isn't your typical reality TV drama. It's a legal battle that's been brewing for years. And Kirk Frost just delivered a major blow to Jasmine Washington. One that left her stunned. If you've been following the saga, you know that Kirk's recent courtroom clash with Jasmine changed everything. Back in 2016, Jasmine disrupted Kirk's life by revealing their affair and claiming he was the father of her son, Ken. The fallout shattered his marriage to Rashida and made headlines far beyond the show. But this wasn't just a scandal. It became a televised nightmare that spiraled out of control. For years, this situation dragged through both the courts and the press as Jasmine pushed for legal acknowledgement and child support. Despite accusations of Kirk dodging his responsibilities and constant back and forth about paternity, Kirk has finally turned the tide. Not only did the court rule in his favor, but Jasmine's case was shut down entirely. The evidence presented by Kirk's legal team systematically dismantled her allegations. So now we ask, what changed? What secret weapon did Kirk bring to the table that flipped the entire narrative? To understand this shift, let's rewind. Jasmine had built her public identity on this story, but that foundation may have just crumbled.
Jasmine.
Whatever.
So what's the deal?
Honestly, let me say this. Me and you haven't really had any type of communication like this ever before. Feel like maybe me and you need to open up a communication line instead of me and him. Maybe it will be better that way.
You just told me my husband trying to you, and then you telling me you want to open up a communication line with me?
I mean,
Are you kidding me?
Picture this. Jasmine shows up at Kirk Frost's house in the middle of the night, storming in like a scene straight out of a movie. According to neighbors, it wasn't just a surprise visit. She was pounding on the doors, shouting so loudly, she woke up the whole block. In a heated moment, she accused Kirk of ignoring her messages, refusing to pay child support, and leaving her and their son Cannon behind. The people in the area were horrified and stared out their windows. Complete chaos ensued. This wasn't just a meltdown, and it wasn't just about money. It was a turning point. Jasmine lashed out, publicly calling Kirk names and accusing him of disappearing since their affair became public. Though the scandal had simmered for years, this night marked the beginning of its unraveling. Jasmine's confrontation reignited public attention and pushed Kirk into damage control. But he wasn't about to lose everything again. Kirk took action. He confronted the situation head-on, reopening old wounds and responding with force. While Jasmine's erratic behavior wasn't new, this time it crossed a line. Kirk involved his legal team, documented everything, and called the police. When officers arrived, they found Jasmine in a heated state, accusing Kirk of walking away from her and Cannon. Kirk stayed calm, letting authorities handle it. That police report? It didn't paint Jasmine in a good light. Words like aggressive and out of control were used, terms that later gave Kirk the upper hand in court. But this wasn't just a late-night outburst. It was the result of years of layered drama, paternity tests, neglect accusations, and a relationship that had long since imploded. Even after Kirk admitted to the affair and confirmed Cannon's paternity, he couldn't escape the legal mess Jasmine continued to pursue. She seemed determined to keep it going.
And Kirk is so dumb. And he's just a cheater. Where the f are the bitches that I'm cheating with? Help me out.
This time, Kirk wasn't playing around. He filed a series of lawsuits against Jasmine, alleging emotional distress, trespassing, harassment, and property damage. On top of that, he filed for a restraining order. And his secret weapon? Clear, undeniable security footage. His legal team used the footage to show Jasmine not just as emotional, but as someone out of control. In their narrative, she wasn't just showing up. She was creating chaos, threatening Kirk's peace, and turning the neighborhood into a scene. That footage didn't just back up Kirk's claims. It became the tipping point. Jasmine was shown banging on his door, making demands, and threatening to tarnish his name. For Kirk's camp, it was black and white. Jasmine hadn't just crossed a line. She made sure the whole world saw it. On paper, the restraining order was Kirk's line in the sand. It permanently separated their lives. And with the evidence stacked against her, Jasmine's options started to vanish. But Kirk's team didn't stop there. They built a larger narrative, suggesting Jasmine was less about motherhood and more about maintaining her relevance. Next up, Rashida. She's been through it all because of Kirk's past decisions. But this time, she is completely committed to her husband. Sources close to them have confirmed that she is standing by his side and has urged him to cut ties with Jasmine once and for all. The drama is over, and she's ready to help close this chapter for Kirk and Rashida. According to reports, some people believe Jasmine was more focused on maintaining her TV presence than on Cannon's well-being, using their past relationship to keep her name in the public eye. This marks a fresh start, a chance to move forward from a past that has caused so much turmoil. But this time, she is completely devoted to her husband. The inner circle has informed him that she is on his side and has instructed him to permanently exclude Jasmine from their lives. The drama is over, and she is ready to see Kirk and Rashida's chapter buried. They claimed Jasmine was more focused on maintaining her TV presence than on Cannon's well-being, using their past relationship to stay in the public eye. This marks a fresh start from a past that has tormented them for too long. It's more than just a victory.
Sorry.
See that?
Okay.
But at the end of the day, y'all, on some real, it's like when you in a marriage and a commitment, and I grew up with this man, and he's hurt me, and it's crazy because he's also helped me grow to become the woman I am today. But when you hurt somebody and you dismantle a bond, that's the hardest thing to get over. Heartbreak is like,
Rashida has faced more attention than she ever deserved, including infidelity and dishonesty over the years. However, this time, she's standing her ground, defending her family, and removing Jasmine from the picture for good. She has reportedly been guiding Kirk behind the scenes, ensuring that Jasmine's disturbances don't affect their lives again. This is more than just support, it's a strategic move. She is dedicated to building a strong foundation for their lives and is unwavering in her loyalty to Kirk. While rumors suggest Jasmine may try to make a comeback, will she succeed? It won't be easy for her. Is this a real threat or just a show? Jasmine has hinted at having evidence to support her claims and has spoken up Kirk evading his responsibilities. Speculation is that she is preparing to turn the tables on Kirk and present herself as the true victim. However, Kirk's case, which includes police records, video footage, and testimony from neighbors, makes her position much harder. While Kirk's legal team views her as an unpredictable force, she may still try to portray herself as a mother fighting for her child. Jasmine, who has never been one to back down, claims that Kirk's lawsuits are more about silencing her voice than protecting his family. She's been confronted by a real challenge for years, and now she is making more serious claims, suggesting that Kirk has orchestrated a smear campaign to depict her as the unstable ex while he plays the victim. Jasmine asserts that Kirk has a tendency to twist the truth and paint any woman who challenges him as unpredictable. She even claims that Kirk is more of a manipulator than people realize, suggesting that he used pressure to silence her when their affair first became public. However, she hasn't provided any solid evidence yet, leaving many uncertain about the full truth. Though her past is far from perfect, Jasmine has undeniably played a role in bringing public attention to Kirk and Rashida's marriage. Some see her as a grieving mother, while others view her as someone who used her relationship with Kirk to gain attention from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and stay relevant. Her attempts to be seen as the victim haven't been as successful as she might have hoped. With Kirk's mounting evidence and Rashida's steadfast position, she faces a difficult challenge. While some people sympathize with her, others view her actions as self-serving.
With Kirk and Rashida. Boy, okay. She brought up, the defects case with Cannon because he's been tardy a lot. And I'm just like, you haven't been concerned about anything in years. This is my first time hearing from you.
She wants to bring up all the negativity as opposed to taking control.
When Jasmine showed up at Kirk's house that evening, many saw it as an attempt to stay relevant. But what if she isn't just making noise? Sometimes those who seem to be exaggerating are actually sending a real warning. If Jasmine has solid evidence to back up her claims, Kirk could find himself in trouble again. Despite emails and recordings that portray Kirk as the antagonist, the judge did not buy into Jasmine's emotional appeal. The court ruled in Kirk's favor on all counts, issuing a restraining order that keeps Jasmine from entering his life or home, and upheld the harassment and trespassing charges, labeling their actions as reckless and threatening. If everything goes as planned, Jasmine could face significant penalties or even jail time. With the court's ruling, Jasmine now faces the risk of criminal charges if she violates the restraining order or attempts another stunt. Any mistake could land her in court again, and Kirk's legal team has made sure she is legally boxed in. But Kirk isn't stopping there. He's also pursuing full custody of Cannon, with strong odds in his favor considering everything that has happened. Given the restraining order, the harassment charges, and the footage of Jasmine's outburst that night, she doesn't appear to be a stable parent. Kirk's attorneys are already building a case for why Cannon would be better off in a stable, drama-free environment. Let's face it, Kirk has the financial means and resources to make it happen. Jasmine continues to accuse Kirk of neglecting his fatherly duties and being an absentee father, but with her legal losses mounting, she may even consider requesting additional child support. While the public and the court have not supported Jasmine's claims, and she seems more desperate than dangerous, this court victory may not be the end. Jasmine still threatens to expose Kirk, claiming she has proof of his questionable actions and that the full truth hasn't been revealed. Is she truly holding something over him, or is she just trying to stay relevant? Rashida, however, seems unfazed and stands firmly with Kirk. What do you think? After all the drama, it appears that Kirk and Rashida are back on solid ground and ready to permanently close this chapter. Is Kirk overreacting, or did Jasmine bring this on herself? Could Jasmine really have some information that might disrupt Kirk and Rashida's world? Or is this just the actions of a spurned woman seeking revenge? Please leave your thoughts in the comments below.